Alright, so I'm going to show you all today how to change stock hand guards and gas block on an Armalite AR-10 762x51 NADA 308. This one is the Armalite SPR MOD 2. And the hand guards that we're going to be putting on there come from Armalite. So in the AR-10 world, it's way more limited than in the AR-15 world. You have two different styles. You have Armalite style and you have DPMS style. Now, a lot of the industry went to DPMS style hand guards, and I truly don't understand why. You have Armalite, who created the AR platform. Then you have DPMS, who is honestly, it's just a low tier company, AR company. So why the industry decided to mainly go that way, I don't know. So your Armalite fitting stuff, I get mine from, it's called Every Gun Part, and they sell all your Armalite style accessories. It's a little bit more difficult than in the AR-15 world, but it's not too bad. It's just, you're way, coming from the AR-15 world, you're way more limited on your options. So anyway, let's get into that. I'm also gonna be doing a adjustable low profile gas block. But first we have to say hello to the goats. Then we'll go continue working on it. Come here. So obviously the first thing that we're gonna do is make sure our weapon's clear. We're going to take the lower receiver and upper receiver apart. Moving our bolt and our charging handle. Just ignore my shop. I'm slowly working on it, putting it together. But you're gonna want your receiver extension rod right here. I got this one from Midwest Industries. There are cheaper ones. I got this one from Optics Planet. I don't remember honestly how much it was, but this is something that you don't want to go cheap on. You're gonna be putting a lot of torque on it, on your upper receiver, and you don't want to go cheap and something that's gonna fail you. Goats are trying to get in because they want the extra hay in here. Anyway, so your extension goes in exactly how you would think it would go in. If you can't figure out how to slide the extension in here, in all honesty, stop right now. Don't continue working on an AR yourself. Then we're gonna move to removing the hand guards. It's the old school style, obviously. They're a pain in the ass. That honestly came off way easier than I was expecting. All right, next thing you're gonna do is remove these two Allen keys. Really shouldn't be on there that tight. Then drop your Allen key like that. That's how professionals do it. If you don't drop it, just go ahead and start back over again. All right, the next part you're gonna do is your gas block right here. Has a roll pin that you're gonna punch out, so you can completely remove it from there. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I went off camera for a little bit because this little roll pin was acting like a complete jerk for some reason. It was wanting to bend my punch and not come out. Ridiculous. Anyway, next thing we're gonna do is remove our compensator. Just a quick little AR-15 tool actually works on this one. Makes things a lot easier. maybe the roll pin would have went off a lot better for me if I would have done what Grantham says and went to Snoring Desert Institute. We'll get the gas bit. Yeah, we'll get that out in a minute. Now the next part is going to be to take our barrel nut off. Very specific tool for it. This one I got from Optics Planet also. Now these, typically a tight fit. So what you're going to want with you. Actually, it went on pretty easily. If it doesn't, you can always have a rubber mallet. Make sure you got it on there. Nice. Get your socket wrench and make sure your vise is mounted better than mine was just mounted. All right, so barrel nut's on very tight, obviously. And this isn't gonna be the forever home of that vise, so I just like half-ass mounted it, and it was not good enough, so I had to remount it real quick. And now we can get back into getting this barrel nut off. There we go. It definitely helps to have the right tools for the job. So at this, removing that barrel nut and putting the new barrel nut on, is the reason why it's important to have that rod. So you're not twisting anything up, messing anything up. It's definitely not something that I would do inside one of the magazine well holders, you know. It's not. Personally, I don't think that's a great idea to be using it right there. All right, so whenever you receive your handguard, you're gonna have two nuts right here. Just gonna go ahead and loosen those, take those out. And then you have two more right here, one on each side. You're gonna wanna back those out slightly. They're gonna be blocking getting your barrel nut out. So you're gonna want to remove those. Whenever we go to put this barrel nut on, and make sure you don't have any debris or anything that could make you not lock up as tight as you should. Personally, this one will be fine. This one is the never fired one. Your barrel nut, you'll be putting your threads first. And then we're going to actually be tightening it down, and I forgot the torque spec. So I'm about to look up the torque spec right now. So the torque spec for this, 45 to 90 foot-pounds. And I honestly despise when they do that. I hate whenever they give you such a wide gap. So I try to just meet it in the middle. I'm gonna go with 70 pounds. All right, now that we got our barrel on, you got to take your gas rod out of your block. We already removed the roll pin, so I end up just holding it like this and beating it with a rubber mallet. Popped it on out. We'll get you get your gas block. You need to get a much smaller gas block. And on there you can see where the roll pin goes in. Obviously it needs to match right there. And when you do it, you need to make sure that your gas port is facing down, so it'll match up, obviously. So as long as it's facing down, like this one is, face it down, go in and match up the hole, and then put your roll pin that should have came with it, with your low profile gas block. Get your roll pin out. go ahead and install it. All right, the next part's going to be flip it upside down. You have these two Allen keys. It says torque spec is 55 inch-pounds. So set your torque to 55 inch-pounds. This will be the back one. I like these Willer ones. I got this one in inch-pounds. And that's torqued. All right, and then your last part is actually just sliding your handrails on. Make sure you get it to meet right here at the top. And then make sure it's nice and aligned. Then you have your two bolts. These two bolts go back through on the other side. My eyes get all kind of messed up after I try to do something really small, like trying to do those roll pins. Despise roll pins with a passion. I'm sure they're supposed to have a torque spec to them. Honestly, I don't know the torque spec. I don't really care. It's a handguard. I'm sure that there is one, but I just kind of go by, meh, that feels good. Meh, that feels good. Even though this is Armalite, it's an Armalite upper, and this is the Armalite brand handguard. Kind of reminds me of, I think it's Geisley, who has like all the different colors of FDE. And you never get luck matching them. Same with this. It doesn't really matter. I'm gonna spray paint it, but the color's a little bit off. If you're one of those people that really give a fuck about it, color's a little bit different. You can kind of tell. Then after that, we have these two final Allen keys. Make sure you go ahead and hit those in too. And then you'll put your compensator back on, whichever one you're going to put on. Make sure you time it right. And then that'll be done. Just want to do this video because I didn't see any other videos online on how to do this handguard, how to do this barrel nut. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. This is whenever it's done. Feels really good. I don't like that there's no Picatinny on top, but it is nice being able to really grip that. I'll be ordering a LPVO for it soon, and I'll do a video shooting with it. Feels nice and locked up. No room, no wiggle whatsoever. According to fucking nobody but me, the best way to make sure that you got your handguard properly on, that it's not going to get bumped around and fucked up, is you just launch the bitch, and then any decent rifle should be fine. Still locked up tight, still no movement, perfectly fine. Yeah, I like it though, a lot better than the original old school GI clip-on. I do really like that it comes all the way back. Looks good. That's